Hi, this is Katie. What a horrible angle. Well, we're only gonna be here for a minute. Hi. So this is the start of another Sunday vlog. I did not post a Sunday vlog last week because, well, A, these are not gonna be every single week. They're just gonna be most weeks. But B, I didn't really do anything last week that was helpful to my life or that was productive or that was entertaining. It was kind of like a bare minimum week for me. Like I worked, got that done, but didn't really do anything else. At least like not in a way that like I would show you, right? Like I watched some TV and whatever. Anyway, back at it. It's Monday morning and it is raining. So I'm not gonna go for my walk outside today. I'm gonna go to the gym right now. I'm gonna probably do like 10 minutes on the treadmill, maybe 5 or 10 minutes on the bike, and then 1 or 2 machines. I'm not trying to like bulk up or anything. I like to walk as much as I can and then just a couple of the machines. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna run to Whole Foods, I think, while I'm out because I need, oh, what did I need? Wraps and, oh no. I always make lists. I always make lists of what food I need. I need the wraps. There was something else very specific to Whole Foods. Well, I hope that I think about it on the way. I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear me. It's very windy. So my watch, like the weather on my Apple Watch said it's raining outside, but the outside said it's not raining. So it's like lightly drizzling, but it's not raining. So I decided to come to the park and go for my walk. It is cold and I'm only wearing a sweatshirt and it's very windy. So we will see how long I'm here. Oh, I hope you can hear me. It's so windy. Hi. So a little over a mile, 19 minutes. Can you see the rain on my glasses? It was a little rainy, but not bad. If I take these off, will it reconnect to my phone? I don't know how that's gonna work. Anyway, honestly, even though it was cold and like just a tiny rainy, not a big deal, but even though it was cold and really windy and stuff, I would still much prefer walking a mile outside than walking a mile on a treadmill. I'd rather walk a mile outside than walk for 4 minutes on a treadmill. I hate walking on treadmills. I hate it. Walking outside makes it just a lot easier and more pleasant for me. But that's kind of the whole thing of like, even if you hate the gym, there might be other ways for you to like get exercise. You know what I mean? I was just wearing this hoodie. It's a freaking country sweatshirt and sweatpants. Real stylish, real cool. It's like the most colorful thing I own by far. I need to clean these off. Oh, I remember the other thing at Whole Foods. I need wraps and I need toothpaste. And I don't just get like regular toothpaste. I get like fancy healthy toothpaste, so I need to go to Whole Foods. And I wanted to update you guys on my wrist because I spoke about it probably in that video from 2 weeks ago, I think, and I said I didn't know if it was tendonitis or I slept on it wrong or whatever. I am pretty sure that it was my tendonitis. So I got diagnosed with tendonitis in my hand about 2 years ago, and I got a couple shots, blah, blah, blah. And then maybe like a year ago or so, I felt a little tendonitis in my wrist, just like a little and a little in my left hand, but it was mostly like really bad in my right hand, like right here. But yeah, about a couple weeks ago, whatever that was, I woke up and my wrist really hurt, and it really hurt for like a few days, and I had it wrapped for a few days. And then now most of the pain has subsided, but I still like kind of just take it easy a little bit. Honestly, the hardest things for me to do with my wrist right now, like, because I can do this and it hurts a little bit, but not as bad. So the hardest things for me to do right now are if I'm ever gonna like push myself up off of something, I generally don't put a lot of pressure like that way. Like I'm not gonna put a lot of pressure like this because that hurts. And then also putting sports bras on because they're really tight and like pulling kind of like with my thumb and stuff, that hurts a little bit because a lot of the pain is like here too. I don't know. Anyway, but besides that, it's basically okay. It hurts a little bit, but like totally manageable. But those first few days, it was really painful. So I haven't had it wrapped the last week or so. I hope you can hear me. I've had the heat on. I don't even know I had the heat on, but mostly it's basically mostly better. Not totally better though. Mostly better. Does that make sense? Sometimes it's really hard for me to explain pain because a lot of you guys know, oh, has this been like this whole time? That's good. A lot of you guys know, like I have chronic pain, I have chronic illness. And so sometimes I know that I diminish it because I don't want to seem like I'm complaining, but I also just kind of do struggle with pain and illness and stuff, but I never want to sound like I'm complaining. I'm just like sharing with you. Like it is just different day to day. I've honestly always kind of had a hard time explaining pain. Like anytime I've gone to the doctor and they're like, what type of pain is it? Stabbing or this or this? And I'm like, I don't know. It just hurts. And they're like, on a scale 1 to 10, I'm like, I don't know. I've never really been good at explaining pain. But so yeah, it feels a lot better than it did, but it still hurts a little bit. It's kind of the explanation, I guess. These are my favorite bottles to drink out of. I love these. Are there like any like reusable water bottles that have this exact top? Because first of all, I love like the feeling of opening this. It's like I can do this and it doesn't hurt. That's good. Anyway, I love these tops. I want to find a reusable one. All right, I'm going to run to Whole Foods. If I buy anything at Whole Foods that's not toothpaste and wraps, if I buy anything else, maybe I'll do a little grocery haul. But besides that, I guess I'll tell you anything if it seems exciting. Okay, I just ran to Target first because you guys know that I could live off of shredded iceberg lettuce. I love it. I put it on like everything. And at Whole Foods, I found out the hard way after I bought it without looking at the price a couple months ago. It's like $4. At Target, it's $2.19. So I just got 2 of these at Target, and then there's a couple potatoes just hanging out there. I gotta clean the seat. Goodness gracious. Yes, now Whole Foods. All right, hey guys, just got out of Whole Foods. Only got a couple things. This is choking me. Okay, I got some toothpaste. Tea Tree Oil Ultra Care Toothpaste Mega Mint by Desert Essence. Got that one. I got these that I've told you guys about a million times. These Maria and Ricardo's quinoa flour tortillas. Also got the Canyon Bakehouse gluten-free mountain white bread. This is the best sliced bread, Canyon Bakehouse. And if you get the heritage style, mountain white, honey white, whatever, it's bigger. And so sometimes I like that because it's like literally the size of regular bread. And if you are gluten-free, you know that most bread is small like this, but their heritage style is much bigger. But I got the small one on purpose. Kind of go back and forth. I want the small or the big, but I got the small one today. And then I got a plantain. Hello. All right, so now we are going to go to one more grocery store. I didn't mean to really go grocery shopping today, but this is what's happening. I wanted to get more pickles because I got pickles the other day. I got some Grillos, which I love Grillos. Sometimes I'm in the mood for Clausen's and Boar's Head pickles, that kind of flavor. And sometimes I'm in the mood for Grillos because they're really, 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 really dilly. So I got some, and Grillos are expensive. They're expensive. And I got them and I opened them the other day and went to bite one and it was not crunchy, like at all. Like it was like mushy. And I'm like, you're a pickle. That's your one job is to be crunchy. And so I might just go to like the regular grocery store and get pickles and then also stock up on some more meat. I'm gonna get some chicken. And depending on how long the deli line is, I might get cold cuts while I'm there. And then I'm hungry. It's 12:30. I haven't eaten anything yet. I do this sometimes. When I'm out running around, sometimes it's not that I forget to eat. It's that like, all right, I'll eat when I get home. And then I end up getting home at like 1 p.m. And I didn't have a smoothie or anything today. I had nothing except for some water. I'll talk to you guys in a second. You guys, yes, I'm eating on tinfoil because I did not want to dirty up a plate. But you guys, these had the same exact issue that the other pickles did. And these are even a different brand. But look at this. Pickles aren't supposed to do that. No, nope. These aren't even Grillo, but they're doing the same thing. Why am I having bad luck with pickles? No, I'm like actually kind of upset a little bit. I gotta go back to my tried and true Clausen's. I've never had this issue before. And even with the Grillo ones, I didn't have the issue ever before yesterday. And then this, no, unacceptable, gross. And I tried like 3 of them. No, But at least my sandwich is good. I just took a bite. Turkey, salami, lettuce on one of those Maria and Ricardo wraps. Hey guys, I'm literally just hanging out in my car for a little bit. I'm on my phone, so I hope it's not too shaky. But anyway, what is this hair doing? No, go, okay, that's better. Anyway, so it is like Thursday, I think today, and Tuesday I ate something and got a little sick, and then Wednesday I ate something and got a little sick. So basically the last couple days I've just kind of been laying low. One of the dietary changes that I think I'm gonna make to see if it makes any difference, and this is like hard for me to say it because I've been eating them every single day, basically not every day, but like 5-6 days a week for the last 4 or 5 months. I think I have to cut out bananas. I think I at least have to try it for just like a week because I haven't like totally noticed getting sick after my smoothies because I have a banana in my smoothie every morning. I haven't noticed totally getting sick, but I do notice like some symptoms that it's just kind of so confusing because sometimes I'm like, oh, I have my smoothie and I feel fine. And then other times I'm like, no, maybe you're just used to not feeling great. And so you think you feel fine when in reality you could be feeling potentially better than this. Does that make sense? It's kind of confusing. I think part of it, I just got so used to being sick that sometimes I can't even tell what's a symptom and what's not. And it's really, really confusing. But anyway, I'm just curious to see if I just totally cut out bananas just for a week or 2 to see how my esophagus feels and stuff like that. So I'm still gonna have like a little protein in the morning, but I'll just mix my protein powder with water like I used to do, just in like a little blender bottle. So I'm gonna try that and see. I don't know, always a process, but we're working on it. So anyway, I'm growing my bangs out. it's official. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know how much they've been bothering me. And so I'm going to grow them out. I think today they look cute though, but I'm definitely going to grow them out. So just an update on that. Anyway, so yeah, last couple days since I haven't really been feeling great, I just kind of like was lying in bed most of the day, did a little bit of work, I think. Did I? No, I don't even know if I did. Oh no, Tuesday I did. But yesterday I really don't think that I worked really. Oh, I cleaned a bunch in the morning and then I got sick in the afternoon. So I just kind of like laid around all day. But anyway, that's all to say that I haven't really left the house in a couple days. And so I was like, Katie, I want to go outside today. Like, it's nice out. It's going to be like in the 50s. Like right now it's in the 40s, but it's really nice and sunny. So I wanted to just walk around some stores, walk around outside, drive a little bit. And so we're in the car. We're in a parking lot. I did want to run into Sephora. So I'm parked outside near a Sephora to return something and potentially purchase something else, which I'll let you know if I do that. But I've not been shopping a lot lately at all. I've kind of, and I mentioned this in one or two of my other videos, I am struggling a little bit with money, but I have something to return and I have a gift card at Sephora. So I might pick up one thing, but I'm pretty much like not really shopping and buying really anything unless it's like a necessity at this point, like food. But everything else I'm kind of just waiting on a little bit because I want to be able to afford food. And that's kind of the main thing here. So everything else is kind of taking a back seat to that. But anyway, my arm's starting to hurt. So I'm going to go. But if I buy anything or, you know, with the gift cards or whatever, I'll let you know. All right, bye guys. Hey guys, I really need to get a little tripod for my phone from my car. This is always in the way. Like, I want you guys to be up here, you know? Anyway, hi. It's a few days later. And one thing that I wanted to say on here is I know that I've, over the years, talked so much about pushing yourself and not making excuses and working really hard and not being lazy and like not waiting for motivation, just having discipline, all that kind of stuff. I know I've talked about that kind of stuff so much and I firmly believe it, like firmly believe it. I also just never want to like have my words twisted, or I don't want to say it in a way where it sounds like I am just saying something like incorrectly that I don't actually mean. In terms of, I do not mean always push yourself no matter what, even if you're sick or anything like that. If you have mental health issues, just push yourself anyway, who cares? Or if you are physically ill, if you have the flu, or if you have chronic illness, just push yourself anyway, who cares? Because that's never what I mean. And I really hope that it never comes across as something that I'm saying. I do believe that even people with mental health issues and chronic illness, like I have both. I do still believe that we can be disciplined and push ourselves, but it's just going to look very, very differently than people who don't have chronic illness and people who don't have physical health issues or mental health issues or just anything. It's something going on in their lives, you know, like it's going to look different for everyone. I just always want to remind that. Like what's disciplined for you might not be the same as someone else, but I always just hope that you like can be honest about your capabilities is kind of where I'm kind of getting at. You can be honest about your capabilities. So if you have chronic illnesses, take that into account. If you don't have chronic illnesses, but maybe you have a really, really, really hard home life, take that into account. You know, you might actually push yourself more because of it. It just is totally going to depend on the person. And so like, don't compare yourself to other people, but just be honest about what you can do. And be honest, you know what, can I actually do more than that? Or what I'm going through, and one of the reasons I want to bring this up now, is that I actually think that I am so capable that sometimes I don't realize when I'm not. And I think that's actually something that I'm struggling with right now, which is kind of confusing and a little backwards maybe, but like I think that I treat myself and I think that I push myself in the way that I would do if I was mentally healthy and physically healthy. But I'm not either of those things. And so then that's why I think for me, I get burnt out way more because I'm like, oh, Katie, you can push yourself like a physically healthy person would. When in reality, that's potentially not what's best for me. But just so for me, I think it's just become more apparent over the last, honestly, like few weeks. I don't know why it's taking me this long to figure it out, but like, I think I've spent most of my life pushing myself like I was healthy. And I think that that's why a lot of the things that I've been doing to help my physical health and help my mental health have not been working. It's like, I know that I have mental illnesses and I know that I have physical illnesses, but I feel like for some reason, my parts of my brain have not caught up with that. And I just think, well, I'm capable of everything. And I do think I'm capable of a lot of things. I think everyone is. Again, depending on who you are, it's going to look different. I get that. But I still think that we're capable of lots of things, whether that's smiling at people walking by, whether that's curing a disease, anything. You're capable of like just doing great things with your life that are even more than just yourself. Yeah, I just think that I've been almost acting accidentally. I didn't really realize I was doing this, but I think I've been kind of acting like I'm mentally healthy. So, okay, Katie, well, here's all the goals that you're making for yourself. When in reality, those are goals that could work and are still disciplined, like pushing goals for someone who's mentally healthy. But since I have PTSD, I have OCD, I have a couple other things going on in my brain that, again, I do think that I can work with and still do great things, even though I have those things. I do believe that that is true. I just think it's going to look different. And the same with my physical issues. I am exhausted today, like exhausted. And I think a lot of people, especially when it comes to chronic illness or mental illness that's not like seasonal or circumstantial. So if it's like a long-term mental illness or a long-term chronic illness, right? I think so many people don't understand what that means. I think a lot of people don't really know what chronic illness is, again, or mental illness. And I'm only grouping them together because generally you can't fix them like you could fix other things. And also generally people misunderstand them in certain ways. So a lot of times when I say like, I'm depressed today and I tell a friend or whatever, their immediate reaction is why? What happened? And it could be similar to saying, I don't feel well today. And people will automatically say, why? What happened? Because most people don't understand that with chronic illness and mental illness, again, I'm going to group them together for the sake of this conversation. A lot of the times nothing happened. A lot of the times when I'm feeling like a low depressive episode, it has nothing to do with anything. Like there's no specific circumstance. What it only has to do with is the fact that I have serious depression mixed in with my mental health issues. Or something like today where I'm exhausted today. It's like, oh, well, why? Did you not sleep well? Did you drink too much? Did you not eat enough? Did you run too much? Did you do something? And it's like, no, I didn't do anything that would cause this level of exhaustion. And so I think that, and I'm not even bashing people who ask those questions. I get why that's the immediate response. What happened? What did you do or what happened to you to make yourself that tired or make yourself depressed today? But I'm just, here's like a quick 10-minute reminder of like when someone has an actual mental illness. So I'm not saying they're stressed about a test. I'm saying when they actually have a mental illness and or when they have a chronic illness, there are lots of days where we do not feel well. And there's nothing that we did to cause it. And there's nothing that randomly happened to us to cause it. It's just part of what chronic illness means. And again, I know that that might be like hard for some people to understand. I totally get that. That's why I want to talk about it here for just a second. Like, that is just something that happens to us. And so again, it's going to look different for everyone. So you might have the same chronic illness as someone else or the same mental illness as someone else that you know, but how you feel and what you can do day to day is going to be different. And again, I still am a firm believer in pushing yourself and having discipline, but I just always want to have a reminder of that's going to look different for everyone. And so that does not mean take the easy way out or let yourself off the hook. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying there are some excuses and there are some reasons. And having a chronic illness is a reason why sometimes you can't get out of bed. Or let me actually say that in a way that might make more sense, why some people physically cannot get out of bed certain days, or also why some people choose to not get out of bed some days because they know that staying in bed is the right thing for them. Because those are also two different things. There's a difference between can't and it's not best. And then also just don't want to. There might be a day for everyone who you just don't want to get out of bed, so you're going to watch TV all day. But some of those are choices, and I think it's good to acknowledge when they're choices versus when they're like, I can't do this, because that is a reality too for some people. But I think it's just good to acknowledge the words that we use and how we make our decisions. But it's really nice out today. And so I just made a choice for myself. Am I saying it's the choice everyone should make? No, I'm just saying it's a choice I'm making for myself that I wanted to get outside a little bit today. So I'm at a park. I'm going to walk because, again, discipline, like I believe in discipline, but I also believe in understanding your own limits, not making excuses because of them, but actually understanding your limits so that you can make the best choices for yourself and that you can make the best goals for yourself that actually make sense for you personally. Yeah, anyway, I know that I just talked about this for way longer than I wanted to, but that's what happens when I get passionate about something. I know I talk about it a lot and I repeat myself a lot. I understand that I do that, and I do that more when I'm passionate about something and or when like I really want to make sure that I'm not being misheard. And so sometimes I repeat things in different ways and stuff like that. And so I'm going to walk even just a little bit to move my body. I noticed the other day when I was on my walk that I think that I go the opposite direction from everyone else. This is like a little circle around a pond, and I'm always going counterclockwise And almost every other person I've seen on this trail goes clockwise. So is this just because I'm straight up backwards and wrong? Is it just a preference and I've just been the minority in this preference? Or what I'm curious about, is it because I'm left-handed? And so some things I do just are backwards than other people. Or is this just I have a random difference about myself? Or is it just like a random coincidence? Like, I'm curious. Let me know. If you guys walk on like circular trails ever, and if you think about it, do you go clockwise or counterclockwise? Very curious. Excuse me. Pardon me. Thank you. All right, welcome back to my car now. Hey guys, it's the next day, and I realized that I didn't totally finish my thought yesterday when I was in the car talking about how I really do believe in discipline. You guys know I talk about it all the time. I believe in having goals. I believe in holding ourselves accountable, being honest with ourselves, all that kind of stuff. I know I talk about it all the time because I really, really, truly believe in it. But the part that I feel like I didn't fully explain, and it's something that I've just been thinking about a lot the last couple weeks, is also the importance of giving myself grace. Because as much as I also talk about how everything is different for every single person, no matter if they're healthy or not, your life is still going to be different than someone else. Even if you have similar diagnoses, even if you have similar family lives, doesn't matter. Your life, what's best for you, what capabilities you have, what gifts God gave you, it's all super specific to you as an individual. And I know that and I believe that. And so when we're talking about that in terms of discipline and pushing yourselves and having goals, I talk about that stuff a lot. But the other side of it, which I think I've talked about before, but I just haven't fully realized for myself, is the basically equal importance of giving myself grace. And in really being honest with myself in terms of what I'm capable of, because I really do think that most of my life I have seen my own capabilities as a healthy person. And I think it's almost kind of oh my gosh, I'm getting sad. I think it's kind of hard for me to accept the fact that I do have certain limitations and that I do have health issues, physical and mental. And I've had physical health issues since I was a child. The first autoimmune disease I was ever diagnosed with, I was 10 or 11. I've just always struggled with being sick. And then since I was 19, I struggled more with my mental health on top of that. Even though I know that and I'm aware of it, I think it's just been hard for me to accept that, and to accept that that means that I might have different limitations. And that might mean that I have to give myself grace more, and that maybe I do have to hold back on certain things, and that maybe I do need more rest, or I do need to just change certain things in my life. I think that it's just kind of been hard for me to accept that. And I'm not really sure why, but I think it has. And so one of the things that I've just realized over the last few weeks is I really do think that I'm pushing myself in a way that's not really working for me, because I'm pushing myself as if I'm healthy when I'm not. Again, that's not an excuse at all. Your health is not an excuse, right? That's an actual reason for things to be happening and to have your life be a little bit different. That's an actual reason. And it's a reason to change certain things. It's weird. It's weird because I talk about this stuff so much and I just didn't really notice that level of struggle within myself. I think that I've struggled comparing myself with other people and being well, I can do that, or I want to do that. When in reality, things just are harder for me to do a lot of the time. And I don't like to talk about it because I don't want to really seem like I'm complaining. And it's also just hard for me to talk about sometimes, but a lot of things in my life are really, really hard. And I think there's a difference between something being hard because you haven't done it yet and you need to learn and then it'll become easier, versus something being hard because you're chronically ill. I think that there's just a difference. And so whenever I always talk about, just because something's difficult doesn't mean you shouldn't do it, 100% still believe that. However, I'm not talking about when you're chronically ill, because I do think there are different levels of grace that people with chronic illness, whether it's mental or physical, or someone with situational issues, if you have the flu, you're gonna have a different week than someone else because you have the flu. Or if you're going through a breakup, your next couple weeks or next couple months might look really, really different because of that situation. And so it is different situationally as well, but I'm specifically talking about chronic because my chronic illnesses might never really subside in a way that life is easier for me. And the same with my mental health, they might, but I also just really have to learn how to live with them while I have them, at least right now, and potentially forever. And so I never want to sound like I'm making excuses, but I do not believe that chronic illness is an excuse. I think it's a reason. I think it's a reason that our lives are different. And so I just think for me, one of the things that I need to get better at is giving myself grace.
is kind of the whole point of why I brought it up before and why I wanted to finish this story here quickly. I need to get better at giving myself grace because I don't think I'm very good at that. Because I will be like, well, I slept in today, and so now I'm mad at myself because I slept in, when maybe your goal of waking up every day at 6:30 is not actually reasonable for me as a specific person. Because I just think that chronic illness just changes life a lot. And I think that I've almost been judging myself that I can't do things that other people can do. And I haven't been understanding that it's because I just have a different day to day because of how sick I am. And it sucks. If you have chronic illness, if you have mental health disorders, or even if you're just going through a hard time right now, you will understand what I'm talking about in terms of like, some people don't understand, some people won't give you grace. And also, I just can understand for myself, it's hard for me to even give myself grace. And just to even make goals that make sense with my life. I think I've been having a hard time with that. So I think I just need to work on that. Like, what actually makes sense for me? Because I still do believe in pushing myself. I just need to figure out the ways that I'm pushing myself that still work within what's actually healthy for me, because my health needs to be one of the top priorities, you know? So it's just something that I'm gonna continue to work on, and I'll let you guys know like what that looks like, because I don't even know what that looks like. That's something that I've really just started thinking about. And so I don't know what that's gonna look like, because for now, it's like any day that I'm like, I'm just really tired, I just wanna lie in bed all day. And then if I do, I generally feel like I'm being lazy. When in reality, there might be some days where that is out of laziness, but a lot of the days it's out of chronic illness. And so I need to like push myself if I'm just being lazy, but give myself grace if it's because of chronic illness that I'm doing something maybe different than I wish I was. And so it's kind of confusing, but it's just something that I'm thinking about. I hope I explained it right, because I know it's even confusing for me to really understand. But anyway, I think that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed just hanging out with me a couple days this week. Please let me know in the comments any other kind of videos that you want to see. I'm going to be in the Northeast for another couple months, and I have a couple trips planned here and there, but if you want to see a specific thing in the Northeast, please let me know. Or if you have any questions for me, whether it's about my personal life or just what I'm doing or anything like that, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your questions and incorporate them in some of my videos. But yeah, I really hope that you're subscribed for future videos. I'm posting 2 to 3 times a week. And yeah, I guess that's going to be it. Thank you again for watching, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. I love you, Jesus loves you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.